He decided to go barrier over teleport, which is just generally not ideal. Teleport's normally what you want to lead to, but I do understand the logic of barrier, to be honest. Like, it's not terrible. Oh, you didn't want to do it? Got it. Alright, first tip I'm going to give you, Vladimir. It's actually a pretty easy matchup in lower elos, mainly because most Vladimirs will overplay a lot and just misposition a lot. Anytime he has his Bloodwell built up, sounds obvious, but right here, you never take this. You will never take this, okay? Get that in your head now. Don't let him touch you. Just literally back away. This will totally change this matchup for you, and you will beat it a lot more often. Do not ever let him do it. Ever. It'll help a ton, trust. If you can avoid it. Like there, that's a good window to harass for sure. But anytime Bloodwell's built up, fuck that. Don't go near him. We're just chilling, farming. Not much to say at the moment. There you go. That. That was gonna be my feedback too, Antonio. I'm a little skeptical about our like aggression level. So here's my logic, okay? You are running barrier. Vladimir's not running ignite. I really think that you should be loosening up more in this lane purely because it's a Karthus jungle and you have a combat summoner and he doesn't. So anytime that he uses that Bloodwell and he's in lane and he's chilling, you really should try to maybe auto up a little bit more. And that's what I'm thinking too. Is like, I feel like we're giving him... We're assuming that this random gold Vladimir is on our level enough to where we're respecting him enough to where we have no desire to really aggro trade with him. Even though like we have the summoner lead and you're like never getting ganked. And if you are getting ganked by Karthus, it's a pretty easy, like they have no CC really. Like no hard CC. They have a slow. But like that's not going to do anything to you. Yeah, I feel like he might be good enough to survive the abuse, and you know he might be able to deal with the lane phase and deal with you poking at him and taking more aggressive trades and poking a bit more. But like you have to try. It's the same shit that I say to people when they face skill shot champs and they don't try to bait the skill shot. Like you always will see me bait skill shots and try to get people to waste stuff. You just watched me play the Tryndamere game with the Lux on the Nexus or whatever, and I just kept intentionally seeing if she would waste a skill shot or misposition in some way. Because if you allow it, like if you basically just kind of handshake a free farm with this guy, you're basically saying like, whatever happens, I'm going to be more useful. And in solo queue, I don't think that's the case. I don't think you can bank on that, mainly because like, you're taking the risk that your teammates feed, and then you sit back and go, well, my champion was able to bully this guy. right? This isn't like a lane where you cannot bully in any circumstance. Like, this is definitely a lane that you can bully, and potentially, if he misplays a couple times, you could kill him. So view it more as like an opportunity to pressure him and maybe draw jungle pressure and delay Karthus power spikes. Like bad jungle ganks, you know? Okay, this is a pretty good good explanation spot right here. So, check it out. You had mana before you queued. You could have shoved, but the way you played it, you organized it wrong. So when you queued the wave, you told him that you have no mana, which means that now he's going to play aggro at you and use the cooldown. But if you just auto-attacked and thinned the wave out and then queued at the end, then it's a totally different story, right? So if you auto-attack all the creeps and get them low and then queue, he's never going to go aggro on you and put you in this weird position, right? I know what happened. You had the creeps low, and you're like, well, I got to get these. And he's like, I'm not going to let you get these now because you have no mana. And it's like, he's going to extend this trade. He's going to beat you because he's manaless bullshit, right? That's why you don't want to use the Q until the very last second there, because that way you won't have a situation where you've got a bunch of low creeps. He's not going to step. If you notice, I can show you the exact moment. There, you notice when you use that mana, he's not going to aggro you. He's not going to aggro to you until he sees this and he knows that you want to farm and he knows that your lane is pushing, right? But if you just auto attack, he's not going to go nuts. Like you have to survive Bloodwell or whatever, just back up and then you push with autos and then Q at the last second back away. You'd still get the shove. You just played it in the wrong order, that's all. And that's why he gets to do this. It makes things a little awkward. So basically there, it's one of those situations where you won't know it until you see it, but now you know. And you give him a pretty safe back now because of it. It's actually a pretty significant moment because you get pushed out versus teleport, which is a no-go, right? Because now he's going to have lane control. Old Osama Bin Laden, dude. Honestly, I would have just sat right on. I would have sat right on this. I feel like you misplayed here. I think you made a mistake. Good rule of thumb versus Vladimir is he's not gonna have, when he teleports here, he's not gonna have shit. So you could literally just jump over top of him if you want. So like, once he lands, you could, if you really wanted to, you could just walk all the way in and save your W. He's gonna have to pool. He's gonna have to pool, and you're gonna be able to chunk him because he's trolling. It's just, it looks scarier than it is because he's, you know, because he's TPing in on the front. Like you think he's gonna do something aggro, but in reality, he can't trade yet, right? Look, no Bloodwell built up means that you could have sat right in front of him and just autoed him all the way back to tower. And if he ults, then you just jump away, right? You don't even have to commit. Like you could just bait him. You could bait his pool, potentially bait his ult. You could do so much here. Because he could fuck up. Because I mean, he did fuck up. There's no reason for him to teleport there. It's just stupid. It's a stupid teleport. We're so fucked this game. win. That's good. Nice attempt on the two-step. Do you need to flash there? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm not going to nitpick that too much. I'm more concerned with the early back and the misplay on the teleport. That's stuff that like, view it like this, dude. Those little decisions add up quick because, okay, getting pushed out early, that's one thing. But then the teleport misplay where you didn't pressure him on the teleport means that your Elise died when she ganked, right? Because he had more health and more cooldowns than he probably would have had. Because if you played aggro on him, you would have pushed him all the way to tower with pool and then got him to like a half health or even less. Because he's TPing the minions like a moron. And then Elise probably doesn't die. There's a chance that he ults you in mid and then doesn't have it for the Elise. So it all adds up. So you go to bottom, you clean it up. You're way too passive here. You're absolutely too passive here. You give this guy way too much credit. Well, here's the problem with backing off, okay? First off, you have red buff. Vladimir's nowhere near strong enough yet, and you, even if the jungler shows up, you can just W away, right? So I'm gonna trade. This would be a situation where I'm gonna follow this guy. I mean, I'm just gonna walk with him the whole way. I'm gonna walk with him all the way back to tower, probably. Because you have red. I mean, you're not losing that trade. And like I said, if it gets scary, you can jump away, but you have to pressure that. You might be able to get his flash there. And yeah, you don't have vision of Karthus or whatever, but again, it's just Karthus. Just if you see him, you just W away before you take too much damage. That's all you have to do. Like right there, when he uses empowered Q, you're level 9 with red buff. See, this is a huge issue. This is probably your biggest issue in the replay. Way not taking advantage of your situation here. Definitely not even pressuring this dude. You should be up this dude's ass at this point with red buff. You're assuming way too much. And you have a level lead, like... You're just letting him bully you. Almost like a bluff. Okay, what's going on with our barrier choice here? Oh shit, I didn't mean to go that far ahead. I think I just freaked out when he was there. Well, view it like this. There's nothing to freak out about yet. Until he pops ult, he's not doing shit. Alright, we're worried way too much about this. We need to get back to mid and get our farm. It's just chickens. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, I think 2 plates is okay. And then out. You can't kill him. Go for the base. Yeah, it's fine. If you're uncomfortable going for that 2 plates, you can at least grab one and then back so that you're not in this position where he counterplates you, basically. That's why, like, when I do GP and stuff, I always, like, ult when people look like they're going to counterplay. Because it's a lot of money. You can protect it if you say, if I do this, then he's just going to come back and take plates of his own. Then, yeah, go ahead and commit to backing. Yeah, you should be trying to find more autos now. You're playing way too passive. You have Triforce now. I mean, honestly, this whole replay can be summarized by you're too passive too often in this matchup. You have to get your opponents to make mistakes. And you're just not fishing for it. And this champion's going to outscale you. Alright, so what happened here? We have no vision above us, right? We see Sona. Okay, as soon as Vayne jumps that wall, our responsibility now is to just shoot him and kite to our team and to our Janna, okay? Because what you're doing is you're splitting yourself. You're going to make defending a lot harder. And that's exactly what winds up happening. You're basically running away from your bot lane and they're just getting owned by Karthus. You're not really looking too much into the Vladimir. I mean, you're poking at him, but you're thinking more about the Vayne and the bot lane rotation there. Right there. If I'm you, I see a level 8 Vayne. Look, view it as like target selection, right? Level 8 Vayne is fed, which means that's basically free food for you. If you just immediately turn on this guy and all in him, you win this. 100%. But you're chasing a guy in pool. And you jump away from Vayne. I would have fucking jumped into him. Or save my jump when he condemns. And then reposition to my team and then auto and kite or whatever I need to do. But you totally split the team here. This fucking champion is always fed in solo queue lately. It's funny as hell to me. Why'd we give away mid? Was it gone anyways? Yeah, we're not chasing level 11 Riven around with a skill shot jungler. Fuck that. Keep mid up here. So we leave after this tower, I hope. Fight's over before you get there. You gotta give tier 2 now. I don't think you could have wave cleared it anyways, though. I think our windows of opportunity are gone in this replay, dude. But I'm gonna watch anyways. Just kind of skim it. Can't really 1v1 Riven. Actually, you jump away from her? I'd probably play this fight out. I'd play this fight out. I saw 2 mid and 1 bottom. I say play it. You have package. She'll overplay this and die a lot. Yeah. In all seriousness, you could have just jumped right back at her when she used that last Q. I mean, you don't really lose anything here. Going for, like, if you're wrong, the game was probably a loss anyways. And if you're right, you open up the game to push a side lane, and the enemy team stuck bottom. You see what I mean? No, it's not an ideal fight. You might lose. You might get shit on, but you are a level ahead, and you do have your jump to reposition. I'd probably just, after I juke that 3rd Q, I would probably commit to the fight and see if I can't outplay it. You have flash. So just fucking flash her shit. Flash her ult. Or just auto. She might even just not have the damage to kill you. She might misplay it. Not auto cancel right and shit. There's a missed opportunity there. I mean, Karthus was dead too, so you're not getting Karthus ulted either. And yeah, see, this is basically why I'm saying that, is because, I mean, how's your team ever going to win a team fight anyways? I feel like, Antoine, your problem is you didn't look for excuses to do shit. Talk yourself into making an aggressive play. There's a habit, and I was talking about this earlier today, and I didn't really finish my thought. It was like, people were saying how NA is the passive region in solo queue, and it is so fucking true, man. It is so true. Players do not make plays ever unless it is super telegraphed and super fucking easy. They'll never make an aggressive move. They'll never make an aggressive split push. They just kind of want to passively sit back, passively trade, passively farm, and then as soon as somebody tries to do something aggressive, they want to flame them and give up. That's it. That's solo queue. People just do not want to find a way to win. You're kind of victim of that here. You know what I mean? So, with the Vladimir, just loosen up more when he doesn't have his Bloodwell. Like, actually trade autos. Try to bait him into a fight. Try to bait the jungler into ganking you. Try to look for an excuse, like reasons, like, I'm a level ahead. I'm going to trade aggressively here. I think I can get away. Like, try. And sometimes you'll overplay it, and sometimes you'll be wrong, but it's better to do that because it's going to get you better at the game a lot more quickly. I don't think you're terrible or anything. You're just very passive. You should be looking to dominate. Don't view your opponents as better than you. You know what I mean? Don't underestimate your opponents, but like when it makes sense to you, challenge them, right? Now, if it's a fucking Pantheon mid and a Lee Sin jungle, yeah, go ahead, play passive or whatever, right? Fucking chill. Farm up. I hope to God they don't snowball too crazy. Like, I got you. But it wasn't. It was a Vladimir mid and the Karthus jungle, so loosen up. All right, I hope this helps you, dude. Cool, YouTube, what up, it's Neace. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Go to twitch.tv/Neace, sub up. It really helps. It helps keeps the stream afloat. Really appreciate the support. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace. Crackers. Bye.